Today's video is happening because I was given these coffee beans and they are a year out of date, so I wondered what I could do with them, and so I'm going to attempt to make coffee scented candles. So to get the scent into the candle, there's two ways to do it. One is to infuse oil, which is an easier method, and the other way is to use steam distillation. This is the steam condenser, and hopefully the steam will be traveling in through this way. It'll go around the coil and condense to a liquid and come out here. And these two parts is where the water is going to go through and hopefully cool it down faster. Now this part only cost me about £11, so it looks fancy, but it wasn't actually that expensive. We're going to wazzy woo woo these beans up. A Molenex multi-chef. Slightly ground coffee beans. Some are still whole. Now we've got partially ground coffee beans. We'll set up the infusion first, and then we'll do the steam distillation at the same time. Muslin cloth, it's used for like cheese and cake making and stuff. But we're going to sit that inside of here, and they're going to steam. I'm going to make something we call in England a bain-marie, and I think in the US you call it a double boiler. The boiling water that sits underneath the coffee. So that's just going to warm and infuse for, I don't know, 5 to 7 hours. I'll stir it occasionally. I'm going to switch on the water pump for the first time and see if it works. It's leaking a little bit, but I've got some cable ties. It's only a small water pump, so it can't give enough pressure to fill up the whole of the condenser, but hopefully that'll be enough to keep it cool. The whole of the steam distillation is set up. So here we have the coffee that's being heated and steamed. The steam should hopefully rise up, go inside the condenser, around the spiral tube, and then this cold water should cool down the steam back to a liquid, and then we collect it in this bowl to finish. So it's set up, ready to go. The finishing touch is to just add the ice. At this point, the oil infusion was doing well, it was ticking over nicely, but the steam distillation wasn't so much, and I tried moving things around to fix it, but the main problem I was having at this point was steam escaping. Now, it's not like a sealed system, it's just an upside down funnel, and along multiple points along the way, the steam was getting out, and therefore I wasn't getting very much condensation. So I'll try and fix these problems a little bit later in the video. This is the infused oil. I don't know how much we're going to need, but this has been, I believe the word is steeped. This has been steeping for 2 weeks now, which is a good amount of time. And we're going to make some small test candles so we can get the balance of oil right. So it burns oil, and hopefully it throws out a scent as well. That's the refined oil. It does smell of coffee, can confirm, but hopefully that'll be all right. So this paraffin wax will hold up to 12% fragrance oil. This one is 15 mils and this one is 1.25 mils. So for every cup of wax, I'm going to add one of these tiny little cups of oil. And that'll be about an 8.3% oil ratio. So we'll see how that goes first of all. 2 wax. 2 spoons of the oil. I'm not quite sure why or when you use the thermometer. I'm assuming you just pour melted wax into the holder, but if anyone wants to tell me in the comments why or when you use the thermometer, please let me know. I don't know what I'm doing. This is melted, so I'm going to put it into the pot. Alright, these have cooled down. Get a very slight whiff of coffee, but not enough I don't think I'd recognise by just the smell. So I think it's safe to say it's not strong. I'm going to try one more small tester. This has 1 scoop, 2 scoops, 3 scoops and 4 scoops of the infused oil. They actually all solidified just fine. So I'm assuming that the 4 scoop one is going to have the best scent. I'm also guessing that the temperature that the wax is at will affect the way that the oil is incorporated into the wax. So I haven't measured the temperature for any of these, so that's something else to consider. Number 4, I think is giving the best scent, so I feel like that's what I'm going to go with. So let's try and make a bigger candle that's about 32% oil. I'm going to need 4 of these and 2 of these. And now 4 of these. 4. Alright. I have no idea what I'm doing. I bet you this isn't going to work out now that we've scaled it up and got way more oil than we need. Look at the spoon. We're definitely over 57, we're up at 60. And we're past the melting point, which is good. The wicks. You can get like different sized wicks according to the size of the glass you're putting it in. I'm hoping they have some sort of bottom. Yes, they do. At this point, you would take out your lovely wick centering tool, but I don't have one. Hopefully it's not too much. I hope we measured it right. Let's do it. Yeah, boy. Yes. Right, let's get these wicks in the middle. Wow. This is the result of the candle making. So I can tell you, it does smell of coffee. It kind of smells sweet, and I think the closest thing I can think of is it smells a little bit like coffee cake, so it's quite pleasant. I'm going to try lighting these and see what kind of scent we get from it. That's crazy. That's crazy. This candle's been lit for roughly 5 minutes and there isn't really much of a scent. To speed this up, I'm going to take the candle into a smaller bathroom, leave it in there, and then I'm going to walk in maybe half an hour and hopefully a coffee scent should hit me. On top of the toilet, about 45 minutes later, still burning, and I can say that it's very light, but there is a scent of coffee, definitely. So the infusion does work. Bringing it back round to the steam distillation now. I've got 2 upgrades. One is this rubber bung, and 2 is this pressure cooker. So it's an old school one which has the vent come out in the middle. That fits right inside of the tubing. Quite snug too, so that's good. So I think all that happens really is the rubber just flexes and absorbs the drill. Drilling rubber, bad idea, don't try that. Got myself a scalpel. I've only got one of these bungs, so hoping I don't f*** it up. Now I've got this little grinding bit on the drill. And we're hacking our way. So now the tube will go all the way through the bung. And there's a nice open hole. So now we're set to finally start the steam distillation. Our new scent is going to be lemon. The reason why we have a pressure cooker is because it's completely sealed and contained. All the steam should come out of here and pass straight into the condenser. And the bung is, again, making a really tight seal. So no steam should escape and we should capture everything. We're using this before. This has a larger surface area, so we can pass more steam up through the lemons this time. So these are unwaxed lemons, and I'm going to take a peel and get rid of any pith. Watch out, steam can be dangerous, especially under pressure. You know, they use it on aircraft carriers to launch the jets off, so you know, that just shows how powerful it can be, so just be careful. The boiling water. I've got no idea how this is going to go. Lower in the lemon. I've got some ice to try and keep the water as cold as I can, so it's going to cool the steam and condense as quickly as possible. So I can see a few little bubbles starting to form here. I'm going to start the cooling. Everything's got to be sealed, and now this is dripping like mad. I've got some serious drips coming out the bottom. Looks like we've got steam as well, to be honest, which isn't ideal. This is a lot more than first time round. Add some more ice to the cooling water. I've seen there's a big build-up of liquid up here, and that is actually inside the condensation tube, so this must have to come out, right? Whee! Look how much liquid we got. Oh my god!
I was pretty happy with the amount of hydrosol we got here, but there's two things wrong. One is it's not actually that much, and two, it's just in a tub and there's no way to collect it, so we're going to have to do this again.
So this is going to be the third attempt at some steam distillation. We've got a few more upgrades again this time. The first one being we've measured the amount of water that goes into the pressure cooker, so we know exactly how much time we've got before it just runs out of water and explodes. Secondly is this new separator, and it works because the oil will remain on top of the liquid and the hydrosol will be at the bottom, and as it fills up it will escape through this part, but the oil will still remain on top. So we could technically get like this much oil, which I don't think we're going to do, but I'm hoping to get a chunk. I'm hoping. So because of this new receiver, I've 3D printed another holster so it can hold this new receiver right underneath the condenser, like that. And that's going to attach to this tripod. And then to further our chances of actually getting some oil, I've got a shitload more lemons this time. I think we had 1 pack last time, so I got 3 packs and some limes. Hopefully we'll make some sort of lemon and lime essential oil, so that's the plan. So that's gonna go straight into here. And the other upgrade is a bigger tank of water to keep it cool, because last time was just a small saucepan and it got hot really quickly. So the new collecting tube should have the hydrosol, the excess hydrosol, come out into this overflow tub, and our oil should sit inside there, hopefully. First bit of steam is condensing. It's dropping shitloads out already straight away. So my method of cooling isn't the best, but there's quite a lot of steam coming up out of the bottom of the condenser. So that is a bit of an inefficiency. I tried turning the heat down so there isn't so much steam coming out at once, but it basically unpressurizes the pressure cooker, allows more steam to escape elsewhere. And the other thing is the heat that's because of the steam that's escaping is causing my holster to warp. Holster's failed. This part holding up the condenser, because it's so hot, it's just completely bent out of place from the weight. Thing is, I don't want the whole thing to fail and everything to fall over. That would be bad. I'm going to stop it, I think. I don't know, I'm pretty disappointed. There doesn't seem to be any oil at the top. Now there's lots of what looks like bubbles just stuck to the side of the glass, so we can try and mix it. Yeah, other than that, I'm pretty disappointed, really. I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted. Welcome to round 4 of trying to get this oil sorted. This time we're going to address the cooling issues with this tap adapter. So we're going to have cold water coming straight from the tap. It's not going to get recycled, so it shouldn't warm up this time. So that should help the cooling of the steam, so we're not going to lose as much steam. Hopefully we get more oil. I've also 3D printed this little adapter to go on the end of it so that it would fit the tubing I already have. So I've also invested in some actual clamps and stands so my 3D prints won't just melt away. So that's another upgrade. And this time I'm just going to pretty much use the whole lemon. Just juiced it. We're going to waz it up a bit so it's got more surface area, but pretty much the whole lemon's going to go in this time, and we're going to put it directly into the water, which I don't think is technically steam distillation. It's another form. Maybe I'll put it on the screen, but hopefully it'll do the same job and the steam will come out. So yeah. Pre-fill this time, so any oil that we get first of all is going to stay at the top. Also, I think lots of oil, like these bubbles, was just sat along the side as it worked its way up. So this is going to help with that too. Let's go in, the 3D print isn't leaking. Yes! Yes! No leaks. That should keep it way cooler than it was doing before, so that's good news. Alright, we're dripping. It's going. All those bubbles hopefully are oil, so I'm going to start the cooling system going. Let's see where this takes us. Lemon's getting through, it's aggressive. So, yeah, a lot of lemon is coming through actually, which is bad, I think. This is a bad thing. Something's wrong here because we're getting liquid coming out the top, and now that should be steam. So what I think's happening is the liquid that's inside the pressure cooker is boiling up all the way up the tube, and liquid is literally going straight down, and it's blocked. It looks like it's blocked. I might have to stop this. You can see by looking inside here now that all the lemon was basically bubbling and boiling up the sides, and it was coming straight out this tube all the way around and down into the collection tube. So I think this is attempt number 5. I think it's attempt number 5. Everything is set up exactly the same as before, but we're going to go again, and we're not going to blend these up, and we're not going to put them in the water this time because it boiled over everywhere last time. And there's just a little mesh thing that we've made, I can show you, that's going to hold the lemons above the water and hopefully let a lot of steam pass up through it. So that's the only change this time. I'm hoping we're going to get a nice yield of clean oil this time. So let's just do it. I don't know how well you can see through the condensation, but that's the kind of drip rate we've got going on. And then the hydrosol's dripping out about that fast. This has actually finally worked, and we've got some pure essential oil. Overall, probably around 3 or 4 hours. And I think the first lot of oil mainly comes down in like the first 15-20 minutes. It's probably the highest yield and the best thing we've done so far after 5 tries. This is just hydrosol underneath, and then on top you can see is a layer of oil. We've probably got about a centimetre of oil. And this is all of the hydrosol collected together. So this is how much of the steam is just water to get that much oil. Out with the hydrosol. Easy. Easy. Jesus. So it's literally here. Oh, f***. I think I lost a bit of oil there. Got this vial to collect the oil in. Perhaps a bit overkill for the amount that we've got, but... And that is the total yield, which is a fair amount. Sweet. There it is. Stinks of lemons, so I guess that's great. Yeah, so I'll have to try and get this into some candles for the final showdown. Well, that's how not to get essential oil, basically. I've done everything wrong, so you don't have to. Hopefully this should be as straightforward as melting the wax, putting the scented oil in, shoving it in the container. I just have to work out the correct ratios of how much oil to put in. I might have to do the little testers again. Here it is. And yes, it smells of lemon. It smells sweet, it smells like lemon sherbet. And it's obviously lemon as opposed to the coffee one last time. We'll try burning it and see if it gives off a nice lemon scent. I'm sure it will. Just stinks of burning. Oh, it's quite hard to smell it on the on this small candle. It's not ridiculously lemony. I'm just going to keep it with 1 candle. I'd rather have 1 good candle than 2 not so good candles. So I think we're ready to pour this wax mixture into here. So got the wick. Something like that. Snip the wick down. So I've been out of the room for, I don't know, half an hour whilst it's set, so I don't think I can smell much in the way of lemon anymore. We shall light this and see what happens. Here we are. Fingers crossed this is going to smell nice and lemony. Not getting that much lemon at the moment. That's about it then, really. I'm obviously not the most experienced candle maker. I'm sure many of you will give me many tips on how to make this better. The end result, sometimes I get a strong whiff of lemon, but most of the time it's kind of very slight, mostly masked by the just smell of burning candle. So mixed results there. The coffee oil, we were able to make a lot more oil, but so much effort went into making the essential oil, like weeks, because I had to make 1 change to it, order a little new bit, try it the next week, and then it failed. I think, what, 5 times? Tried it to get the result, but the oil that we got was good in the end. But yeah, if you made it this far, I can't say it. So if you made it this far, then make sure you subscribe. Just gonna be making random videos like this, building things, making things, trying things. Yeah. Cool. What's the first thing you smell?
Plastic.
Second thing you smell?
I don't know. Plastic.
It's supposed to be a lemon candle.
Lemon. A lemon candle.